So right now the aged care sector is going through some really bad press. You hear stories of poor quality service, high fees, a difficult process to navigate. And on top of that, we're coming at the back of a Aged Care Royal Commission report that's just come out that's highlighted a lot of inadequacies in the aged care system, and it's causing a lot of concern in the community. But the reality is, yes, there are a lot of challenges that are happening in the industry, but at the same time, there are so many thousands and thousands of consumers across the country that are getting amazing aged care experiences and are so grateful for the support services that they're receiving. So why the difference? Why such a discrepancy between the two? Well, in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step through some of those key challenges that people are experiencing, why they're getting caught up in those challenges, and how you can avoid that from happening to your situation. So stay tuned and let's jump into it. For those listening in, make sure you head over to the Village Local website and subscribe to the weekly newsletter that we send out. In that weekly newsletter, I send out some really good information just like this, helping people navigate their way through the aged care system so that they're maximizing the value that they're receiving, maximizing the experience that they're getting from their aged care services. Subscribe now, and if you know anybody who would also appreciate this information, make sure you help them get access to this information as well. Okay, so what's really prompted me to put this video together is I've seen a lot of comments around being disgruntled about or let down by the level of service that they've been getting from their existing provider. And that's actually even prompted them to cancel services or tell friends or family members about their experience and stop them from accessing support services, sort of giving the impression that it's not even worth it. And I want to address this, right? Because it's a very, very common scenario that we come across. And I want to read a specific comment that recently came through on the Facebook page. I've blacked out people's names for privacy reasons, but here's what was written recently, a couple of days ago. So it's a terrible experience when one needs a normal clean or an aid. I feel for aged people who might have lost their possibility to deal with basic bending, as cleaners sent won't even move a chair for them. I experienced basic need upon leaving hospital with a back operation to realize how not even a chair they were allowed to move to tidy the floor. It's so frustrating and insulting to have to beg these aged care companies for sound basic aid. Now, I've no doubt that this was the person's experience. Okay, that this is what happened when they left hospital. I have not a doubt in my mind that this is exactly what they experienced. But I do want to go a little bit deeper into what this person was experiencing and how that is not truly representative of the aged care experience for those who have gone down the right path and have been registered and assessed for the right level of support services that they need. Because I could show you comment after comment after comment of people that are so grateful and so appreciative of the home care support services that they're receiving, and actually still can't believe that these support services are available because they've been life-changing. Okay, so the first thing I want to highlight is, we'll use this person, that particular comment, that case study, because it's a real case study, and it's, like I said, that is what that person would have been experiencing. We'll use that as an example. Okay, what that person first, let me say there are multiple types of home care support services that you can get registered for. Right, there's multiple levels of support, I should say. Right. There is a level called short-term restorative care, and that's typically for people that have just come out of hospital. They've had a procedure done that limits their mobility, and what often happens is you can get like a 6 or 8 week short-term restorative care program or approval given to you, where somebody can come to the home and, depending on what your needs are and what you're assessed for, can provide some level of support in the home. Help with cooking, help with cleaning, help with transportation, and it's typically short term, 6 to 8 weeks. Okay. There is another type of support service available, and it's called the Commonwealth Home Support Program. Okay. It's often abbreviated to CHSP for short, right? If you've been approved for CHSP, This is actually the most entry-level support that is available to the public, okay? CHSP is the most entry-level support available. And it typically looks like somebody coming around to the home once a fortnight for about an hour to an hour and a half. You're going to be out of pocket for it, maybe $10 or $20 for the visit. It's heavily subsidized. But that person that comes to your home is going to give very entry-level services. So they're going to give the place a light dust or a light clean, like a light clean of the floors. What they will not do is get up on ladders to clean windows or move furniture around to get underneath the furniture. Like they won't move the lounge out of the way so that they can vacuum behind the lounge. They probably won't even move the coffee table out of the way to vacuum under the coffee table. They will go around it, okay? This is the nature of CHSP, right? If that does not suit your needs, then you got to ask yourself, why does it not suit my needs? Most often, like this lady's situation, is so many people aren't physically able to move things out of the way to have cleaners go through it. And that makes a lot of sense. If that's your situation, you should not be receiving CHSP services. You should be getting yourself assessed for the next level of support services. And it's this next level of support services where people report in the droves that they're having wonderful aged care experiences, okay? This next level of support, it's bundled up into this category known as a home care package, okay? Just to repeat, this next category of support services is known as the home care packages. They're very, very different, and they're run very, very differently to the way the CHSP, Commonwealth Home Support Program, is run, okay? And that's also very, very different to the way the short-term restorative care system is run when you come out of hospital and you've got short-term care. These are all very different government schemes designed to keep the community or give support to the community who need certain levels of care, right? The reason, the most common reason that we come across why people are unhappy or getting a poor level of service or an inadequate level of service, it's because they're getting the wrong type of service, okay? There are systems in place that are put in place by the government to try to make sure that people have gone down the right path and of getting the right level of service. But there are always people who fall through any government process and go down the wrong path. That's one problem, right? So people get incorrectly assessed and they can go down the wrong path. And, look, we can't put all the blame on the assessors and the government agents that do that, because quite often those who are going through the assessment process, the consumer I'm talking about, when they're asked by the assessor, how are things going, for example, quite often a lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Right? They put on the brave face, they put on the stoic nature, and that's commendable. But it also makes it really hard for the assessor to get a real understanding of the person's situation. And that's one reason why they can get put down the wrong path and essentially under-assessed for actually the level of support that they need. The other reason why people have gone down the wrong path or aren't in the right category is because they may have got an assessment, and on the day of that assessment, the assessment was accurate. It was truly representative of that person's ability on that particular day. But fast forward 6 months or 12 months, that person's condition has changed, right? The day of the assessment, they were going okay. They were quite mobile and they could do a lot of things to support themselves. But a couple of months later, they may have had a fall. Their chronic condition has worsened, and now their day-to-day is really, really tough. So initially they could have been approved for CHSP, but 6 months later, they should have a home care package, yet they're still getting that very entry-level CHSP support for an hour and a half a fortnight, and it's just not suited to their situation, right? The home care package, anyone on a home care package, they're getting a very, very different experience to those on the CHSP and below because of this. And it's all got to do with the way the funding is being managed. Those people who get a home care package, what happens is the government gets their funding, right? And there's 4 levels of home care packages, right? And the only difference between the 4 levels is the amount of government funding you receive. On level 1, you'll get about $9,000 a year, every single year, on top of your pension to put towards support services that you might need. A level 2, the funding bumps up to about 15.5, maybe a little bit more than that every single year. And then this money's paid to you as a monthly allowance, all right? Level 3, it's about 33 or 34,000. A level 4, it's about 52 to 54,000, somewhere there, okay? The difference is this money is allocated to you. It's put in a special trust fund, okay? And you, as the consumer, or the person that you might be caring for as the consumer, has control over how that funding is to be spent. So you can decide, oh, I'm going to put that money towards a quality cleaner, right? To come to my home and do what we call deep cleaning in the home. So yes, they will move furniture out of the way. They will clean your house properly. They will get on ladders. They will clean your windows. They'll get on the roof. They'll pull the leaves out of the gutters. They will do these extensive services because you're purchasing a service which is purposely for your requirement, okay? And if you're not happy with that, by the way, then you can just change the service provider because the money stays with you. It's in your trust fund that's been set up. So if somebody comes to your home, you've employed them to do a deep clean, and they're not even willing to move the coffee table out of the way, you simply say, that's fine, thanks for your effort. Next time I need somebody to clean my house, I'm going to find somebody else. And it's simple as opening up the Yellow Pages or any other directory and finding a professional cleaner to do the job, right? There are some intricacies on how to do that. That's what we, and in a different video, I've done videos on what we call consumer-directed care. So seek those out on the Village Local website, and we'll give you more insights about that. But the point I'm trying to make is you have control, total control, out of how to use the money and what service providers to use if you're not getting the quality that you should be getting from your home care provider. Okay, and on that, I'm just gonna sort of a little segue. The government has invested a lot of time and energy clearly laying out the Charter of Aged Care Rights. This is for you as the consumer. If you're not happy with your services or your service provider, get your hands on this Charter of Aged Care Rights. There's 14 standards that every aged care provider needs to abide by. So if you feel that your provider isn't or is dragging the chain of any of these, then the first thing you do is speak to your provider, give them a call and say, hey, look, I'm not quite happy with the support I'm getting or the service that I'm getting. And you can just say, look, I'm not getting this. Can you help me overcome this challenge, right? These are all available no matter what level of support you're getting. These Charter of Aged Care Rights are available to you. But in particular, when it comes to consumer choice and the standards of quality of support services you have, those on a home care package have got a lot of flexibility. Those receiving CHSP services, if you're getting somebody that won't even move the coffee table around, well, that is the level of CHSP services. It's light. If you need more, here's what you do. You call My Aged Care, and the phone number for My Aged Care, I'm going to put a link to it in on this page, but the phone number is 1-800-200-422. So if you're unaware, My Aged Care is the government gateway to accessing support services and getting registered and assessed for support services. And you let them know. You say, hey, look, the level of support that I've been getting isn't meeting my needs. I'm needing more support. Or you tell them what your challenge is. Or, I'm getting a cleaner in. They won't even do certain jobs that I need them to do. I think I need to be assessed for the next level of support up. And request, can I organise a reassessment? And My Aged Care, that government department, will book you in for a reassessment. It's as simple as that. All right. So the takeaway from this one is, if you are not getting the support or level of support that you need, don't feel that your experience is is an example of the whole aged care system. It's probably not, right? It's probably just the nature, or it's probably just telling you that whatever you've been approved for isn't the right fit for what your needs are. And you, as the consumer, needs to take control to better your situation. And the way you take control is you call My Aged Care, let them know that what you're currently getting isn't a good fit for what your needs are, and you need to be reassessed. Hope you found this video useful. Give us a shout out if you need anything. Contact details on this page as well. All the best. Stay well. Bye.